Microchips, barcodes, digital currency, a social credit score. For decades, these have been the popular images associated with one of the most terrifying concepts in the Bible, the mark of the beast. The book of Revelation speaks of a time in the final tribulation when the Antichrist will force everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead. Without this mark, no one will be able to buy or sell. This prophecy has fueled endless speculation, but to focus only on the physical, technological aspect of the mark is to miss its true horror. The true terror of the mark of the beast is not technological, it is theological. It is a spiritual anti-sacrament, a demonic parody of baptism, and understanding its true nature is the key to resisting it. To understand the mark, we must first understand the sacraments. A sacrament, like baptism or confirmation, is an outward sign instituted by Christ to give grace. When a Christian is baptized, they are sealed with an invisible spiritual mark, the character of baptism. This mark consecrates the person to Christ. It is a permanent seal of belonging. The priest makes the sign of the cross on the person's forehead, visibly marking them for Christ. This spiritual seal is what the devil seeks to imitate and profane. The mark of the beast is the enemy's counterfeit baptism. It is an outward sign of an interior choice, a public declaration of allegiance not to Christ, but to the Antichrist and his worldly system. The location of the mark, the forehead or the right hand, is deeply symbolic. The forehead represents our thoughts, our beliefs, and our philosophy. To receive the mark on the forehead is to accept the ideology of the Antichrist, to believe his lies, and to conform one's mind to his worldview. This worldview will be one of radical secular humanism, where man is his own God, there is no transcendent truth, and the only reality is material power and pleasure. The right hand represents our actions, our work, and our deeds. To receive the mark on the right hand is to agree to act in accordance with the Antichrist's system. It is to use one's labor and talents to build his kingdom, to participate in his economy, and to conform one's behavior to his commands. The two go together. The mark on the forehead is the acceptance of the lie in theory. The mark on the hand is the living out of that lie in practice. The pressure to accept this mark will be immense. The book of Revelation says that without it, no one can buy or sell. This points to a total, global economic system from which believers will be excluded. The choice will be stark: compromise your faith and join the system, or maintain your faith and face starvation, poverty, and persecution. This will be the ultimate test of faith for the church. The core of this test will be worship. The book of Revelation is clear that the false prophet, the Antichrist's right-hand man, will perform great signs to deceive the inhabitants of the earth and will command them to worship the beast. The mark is the sign of this worship. It is a pledge of allegiance, a spiritual transfer of ownership. To accept the mark is to say, "The beast is my Lord," just as to accept the seal of baptism is to say, "Jesus is my Lord." This is why the consequences of accepting the mark are so dire. Revelation 14 states, "If anyone worships the beast and its image and receives its mark on their forehead or on their hand, they, too, will drink the wine of God's fury." The choice is an eternal one. To focus on whether the mark will be a specific microchip or a digital tattoo is to be distracted from the real issue. The technology is merely the delivery system. The substance of the mark is the act of apostasy it represents. It is the conscious, willing rejection of God in favor of a worldly Savior who promises security and prosperity. The church has faced this choice in every generation, albeit in less dramatic forms. The early Christians were forced to offer a pinch of incense to the Roman emperor as a sign of worship. To refuse meant martyrdom. To comply meant apostasy. That pinch of incense was the mark of the beast of their day. In the same way, the final generation will be asked to make a definitive public gesture of loyalty to the Antichrist system. Resisting the mark will require immense courage and faith. It will mean choosing God over food, over security, over life itself. This is why Jesus warned his disciples that in the last days, he who endures to the end will be saved. The preparation for resisting the final mark of the beast begins now. It begins by resisting the thousands of smaller compromises we are asked to make every day. It begins by choosing to worship God on Sunday instead of the God of sports or leisure. It begins by shaping our thoughts according to the mind of the church, not the ideologies of the world. It begins by using our hands to do the work of God, not the work of a culture of death. Every time we choose Christ over the world, we are strengthening our spiritual muscles for the final test. The mark of the beast is the final, terrible culmination of a choice that every human heart must make. Whom will you serve? The God who created you and redeemed you in love, or the beast who promises the world and delivers only damnation? The answer to that question determines our eternity.